Hi, it's Tom here from FDS, and today's little mini review is of the Blastersmiths UK custom embroidery service. And this is a brand new service that they've just launched this month. I believe I'm the first person to review any products from this line. I want to say thank you to the guys at BSUK for getting my order turned around, and I know they're very busy at the moment. So what I want to do is I want to run through the options you have if you want to get custom embroidery on your gear. Now I think this is a really clever idea because we all like something that's uniquely ours. That's why we mod, and that's why we build things. And obviously the ability to completely customize your gear with your own logos as well as your own designs, I think is pretty amazing. Now I've got a little sample here of a couple of things. Obviously this service hasn't been up and running for very long, so I'm sure as they refine it, as with all their products, it will improve. These are some of the very first items off the line. So I'll start with the basic stuff, which is the name tapes and simple logos. This is my FDS logos, you can see here. This is just stitched onto a piece of standard strapping. So this slight blurring that you get is to do with the actual material more than the stitching. And if you look where that slight fuzziness is, it's because of the very broad weave of this particular material. So when you get done on the tapes, then it will be a little fuzzier than it could be otherwise. And I'm sure that they'll look into some different tape if that becomes an issue. And you can see generally though the letters are very sharp on there. And my logo is quite highly defined, particularly this line through the middle, and that's come out really well. This was a keyring that they sent me as a sample, and I think that's come out rather cool. And you can see here the same, this is in elite blue, and this is a slightly better thread, and if anything this is slightly finer. Again, some slight loss of definition here, but if you look at here at the FDS, the top part of that logo is absolutely pin sharp. So you can see that even on this thick weave, and that's on a sling, which I think is really groovy because that now will sit over my shoulder, and you'll see this part of the sling when my rifle is slung on my back. You'll see my logo, which I think is really cool. Now obviously the biggest application for this is your own customized logos that you can design. Now there is a tiered pricing system for this, and what they've done is they've got a setup charge of £12. Now obviously if you're in the US, that may be subject to UK purchase tax, so you'll get a discount for not paying the value-added tax in the UK. So you can knock a little bit off the top of that if you're abroad. Now this setup charge covers loading up and the tidying up of your logo. Basically all you need to send them is a JPEG of your logo and the size that you want your finished item or what it's going on. So maybe if you're having a big dump pouch, you'd want your logo quite large. And this is my son's LARP regiment logo, and they're the 96th Regiment of Foot. And as you see, we went with a very simple laurel wreath design. The design is by Kev at UK Nerf War, because he likes doing logos, he's really good at them. And this was just done on a standard piece of Cordura, and it's backed with some Velcro so that it just sticks on. These were relatively cheap items to have made. Once you paid the setup charge, you don't have to pay that setup charge again because your logo is held by BSUK, and then they will keep churning things out for you. So if you've got a logo, you pay the setup charge once, and then you just pay to have it embroidered on all your gear wherever you want, depending on the size and number of letters. Because traditionally embroidery is charged almost by the letter, so the more complex and bigger your design is, the more it will cost you to have it put on. But if it's fairly simple, then it won't cost the earth to have done. Now this patch was £4 to have produced once I paid the setup charge. I don't think that's a lot of money for a custom one-off patch. And obviously I can have as many of these made as I want, and I can vary the background and I can vary the colours if I wish. So I've gone with elite blue for my logo on most of my things because I think that looks cool, and it's one of the things that I'm kind of associated with as a brand is that elite blue paint jobs and stuff like that. So I should be sticking with elite blue for my logo. I hope that you guys will have a good look at that service, and if you've got something unusual that you want putting on your gear, it's a really good opportunity to have your gear completely and utterly custom fitted to you. They can do multiple colours. They also have stock logos. If you look on their website, there's a whole list of stock logos, and those are only £4, the stock logo tooling charge. So if you just want a pirate skull and crossbones, for example, or a Russian star, I know there are those cheerful Russian mercs over in Australia who may want things like a Russian star putting on gear or little embroidered patches with stock designs, then you can get those from BSUK as just pay a single charge without the setup fee. So there you have it, that's the BSUK embroidery service. And just to sum up, obviously still early days yet. I've seen some quite impressive work so far, and it'll be interesting to see how this develops, what sort of results we get as the service progresses. But I think that those are easily as good as more commercial items, and the fact that I can have anything I want put on my gear is definitely a bonus.